Hi, it's Gary Jones of Full Tilt Poker, bringing you final table highlights of the Mini Full Tilt Online Poker Series number 12 main event. It's no limit hold'em with a $50 buy-in, and with about 12,000 players, the prize pool was just under $600,000. First place taking home nearly $93,000. We're down to the final 9, and Phil looking very good right now. He's got over 20 million in chips. Zilby sitting with about 16 million. Test Tickler about 14.5, along with Matt DB9er. He's also about 14.5 million. The other 5 all sitting around the 4 to 5 million mark. So here we join the action. The blinds are 100,000, 200,000. There's also a running ante of 25,000. As you can see, all the chips concentrated on the right-hand side of the table at the moment. Phil, our chip leader, with over 20 million. But the action's starting on the left. The rounder, 430,000 all in from Bunny 2003, almost 3.4 million. And Zilby in the big blind, moving all in. And he's got pocket 10s up against pocket 9s, looking good. They both flopped a flush draw. That 4 of spades on the turn means it's all over for Bunny 2003. He's going to be out in 9th place. Down to 8 and a new level, 120, 240,000 the blinds. We've also got a 30,000 running ante. And the rounder who's suffered, he's back to 527,000 in chips. He's moved all in. And I can't imagine him getting away with stealing the blinds. No, he's got a call from the small blind and the big blind. 6-6-3 the flop. It goes check, check. 4 on the turn. Once again, check, check. Ace on the river. And check, check again. King, queen. Nope. He's found queen 3 for Phil. He's going to be out in 8th place. Chips still stacking up on the right hand side. Zilby, our chip leader, 25.5 million. He's also got the button and just the blinds to get through. He makes it 5-6-6. Test Tickler in the small blind. Put a pretty serious dent in Zilby's chip stack if he decides to get play. He doesn't this time. Handsome liar. He's actually lowest chips right now, and he's made the move. He's gone all in. He's in bad shape. His 7-6 was a bluff. He's walked into King 9. For Zilby, he's managed to flop a pair, but it's not good enough. Zilby is looking better with his King 9, and that's going to end up winning, and Handsome Liar is going to be out in 7th. 1 big blind for the next hand. Dives a lot. Is that big blind? He's also the lowest chips now, starting the hand with just over 4 million. Phil raising it up, 528. Test Tickler out the way. Not too much to dice a lot. Only a further 288,000. Well, he's made the re-raise. It's 1.5 million to play. Phil can afford to gamble, of course. He's moved all in, 19.3 million. It's pocket 10s versus queen 5 for dice a lot. Needs to catch the queen. Deuce no good. Also brings a flush draw for Phil. Doesn't want the queen of clubs. 9 of diamonds. That's the end of dice a lot. 5 players left. So everyone pretty comfortable. Lowest in chips. Matt DB9er. He's raising it up, 840,000. Really doesn't need to get too excited, get too busy right now. He's got plenty of chips. He can afford to sit back. But he's been re-raised by Phil on the button. A huge re-raise, 38 million. He's decided to make a stand. It's ace-10. He's in bad shape. Ace-queen for Phil. And he could be getting even more chips if a 10 doesn't come down. It doesn't. That's the end of Matt DB9er. And Phil up to 47 million now. It's all going one way for now. Phil with 47.5 million. The big blind is the lowest in chips at the moment. And Phil keeping the pressure on. Getting a call from Test Tickler. The guy who's second in chips. It's a re-raise all in. From Cardrunners. Phil giving it some thought. He's got to remember he's got Test Tickler sitting behind him. But it's only 4 million more to his stack. He makes the call. Test Tickler gets out the way. It's King Jack versus Ace 4. Ace on the flop. Very good news for Cotter Ugly. Well, there's a Jack on the turn for Feel. And another Jack on the end. Wow. Runner for Feel. And we're down to 3. It's definitely a one-man show so far. Can someone stop all the chips going Feel's way? Is Test Tickler trying it out? He raises, gets a caller. 2 million in the pot. 10-7 deuce is the flop. Test Tickler bets. Feel calls. King on the turn. Also bringing 2 spades. Test Tickler with only about 15 million left. 4 million in the pot. $3 million the bet. Zilby watching on from the sidelines as these two go at it. Probably hoping that Phil gets another scalp. And Zilby can move up in the prize money. Nearly 10.3 million in the pot. Is Phil going to have a stab at this on the river? He is. And it's a re-raise all in from Test Tickler. Quick call. He's made a set of 3s on the end. Test Tickler to double up. Big blow for Phil. Looks like he's not going to have it all his own way. Definitely some life left in this final now. Those two pretty even in chips. And a raise from Phil and a quick re-raise from Zilby. It's all in for him. He's got King Jack. He's behind to the Ace-9 right now, but he's flopped the Jack. Doesn't want to see an Ace. It doesn't come. So these 3 all looking relatively close in chips. Still really hard to call this final. Feel out the way, just down to the blinds. It's a raise from Zilby and a call from Test Tickler. Just over 1.5 for Zilby. And a call from Test Tickler. Jack on the turn. Really interesting how close the chips are now. And with the blinds at 250, 500,000. Still plenty of play, a lot of turn and river bets. Opportunity to bet, outmaneuver people. Queen on the river. 2 dangerous cards in a row. 12.5 million in the pot. And the bet, 7.3 from Zilby. If he gets it wrong, it'd leave him with still over 10 million. Test Tickler do? Well, he's decided to put the pressure back on Zilby. It's practically all in back to him. Don't think he's too pleased. It's Queens and 9s for Test Tickler. And he had Jacks and 9, Zilby. What a river card. And I don't fancy his chances now. He doesn't even have a big blind anymore. He's moved all in. These two check the flop. 9 on the turn. Check, check again. Ace on the river. Well, the ace on the river saves Zilby. He's up to 375,000. Still not even a big blind. He's all in. Unsurprisingly, a call from Phil. Needing a queen or 9, Zilby. Ace makes no difference. That 8 on the end means Zilby is out. And we're heads up. Making up the blind, Test Tickler. Nothing in it between these two in chips. Could all be over in one pot. King, Queen, Jack's the flop. 600,000 the bet. from the button and test tickler. Feel re-raises about 1.9. Still so much play left with these two, the amount of chips they've got and the size of the blinds. Third bet here from Test Tickler, and he's still even not close to pot committed. Jack on the turn. Whoever wins this pot will have a pretty big chip advantage. $7.5 million the bet from Test Tickler. And a re-raise from Feel. He's just doubled the bet, making it over 15 million. Really does give you a sign of just how much play is left in this final. There was a bet raise and a re-raise on the flop, a bet and a raise on the turn, and they can still lay down their hands. And that's exactly what Test Tickler did. On to the next one, and here we go. Feel raising it up, $1.5 million on the button. And a re-raise from Test Tickler. Called from Phil. We see the flop. It's ace 10-10, two hearts. Nearly 10 million in the flop already in the pot. After losing the last pot, I don't think Test Tickler can afford to lose too many like that. He's betting out. It's nearly 4.8 million. And once again, Phil with the re-raise. Over 12 million back to Test Tickler. Phil keeping the pressure on. Test Tickler makes the call. He checks. Back to Phil, 34 million in the pot. If he's got any kind of hand, I'm sure he's going to bet this. Well, he hasn't bet very much. It's about 1.2 million. Quite an unusual bet here from Phil. Unless he's keeping some chips back maybe for a bluff on the river. Gets the call. 3 on the end. And an all-in bet from Test Tickler and a very quick fold from Phil. That really was a pot that Test Tickler needed to win. And he has. He's now the chip leader. He's up to over 53 million. And he's made it 1.2 million. Re-raise again from Phil. And a quick call from Test Tickler. $4.3 the bet from Phil. Test Tickler. Sitting there with 50 million in front of him. 5-7-8 is the flop. 2 spades. He re-raises 14.2 million. And quick all-in from Phil. Test Tickler makes the call. It's a pair and a flush draw for Phil. It's an up and down for Test Tickler. The Queen 7 looking good right now. Wow, what a river card. It's all over. Test Tickler is the winner. Confirmation of how much Test Tickler is going to take home now because of that 4. 92,868. If it hadn't have come and it had lost the heads-up battle against Phil, he'd have only took home 62,910. So pretty well a 30,000 swing on the turn of a card. That's the end of the Full Tilt Online Poker Series number 12. But don't worry, the Full Tilt Online Poker Series number 13 is just round the corner. I'm Gary Jones on behalf of Full Tilt, hoping to see you next time at the final table.